Arman had always been a thinker, the kind of person who carried the world inside his mind. Every decision, every future possibility, every past mistake, he overanalyzed everything until even the simplest choices felt like walking through a storm of doubts. People around him admired his intelligence, yet he often felt trapped within himself, as though his greatest enemy lived in his own thoughts. He worked as a junior architect in a reputable firm. His designs were good, sometimes even brilliant, but he struggled to take risks or present boldly. He feared judgment. He feared failure. Most of all, he feared that he simply wasn't enough. One evening, after losing yet another chance at a promotion, Arman sat alone at a bus stop with his head buried in his hands. Rain dripped from the old metal roof, and the cold breeze made his disappointment heavier. He wondered why life wasn't changing, why his hard work never seemed enough, why he was always stuck exactly where he had started. Lost in his thoughts, he didn't notice the old man who sat down beside him. The man looked around 60, wearing a simple gray coat, and holding a walking stick, though his posture was strong and his eyes sharp. "You look like someone carrying more weight inside than on your shoulders," the old man said gently. Arman glanced up, startled. "It's nothing, just life." "Life is never the problem," the man replied. "It's the noise in the mind that makes it heavy." Arman sighed. "You wouldn't understand." The old man smiled. "Try me." It was strange, but something about the man's calmness encouraged Arman to speak. He poured everything out. His insecurities, his overthinking, his fear of disappointment, his feeling of being stuck despite working harder than anyone else. The words came out like water breaking through a dam. When he finished, the old man nodded thoughtfully. "I see," he said. "Your mind is like a room filled with furniture you don't need. No matter how hard you try to walk, you'll keep bumping into things." "I don't understand," Arman said. "Empty your mind," the man said simply. "Only then will you have space to move forward." Arman forced a smile. "That sounds nice, but how do I just empty my mind? Thoughts don't go away by magic." "No," the man agreed. "But they lose their power when you stop holding them so tightly." The bus arrived, splashing water as it paused. The old man stood up slowly. "If you want answers," he said, "come to the old library behind Hillview Park tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock. Ask for Master Dev." Before Arman could respond, the man stepped onto the bus and disappeared behind the foggy windows. For the rest of the night, Arman replayed the conversation. He wondered why he had shared so much with a stranger. He wondered who the man really was. Most of all, he wondered why his heart felt a little lighter, as if someone had quietly removed a stone from his chest. The next evening, curiosity pushed him towards the library. It was a small, ancient structure hidden behind a line of trees. Inside, he found the same old man sitting cross-legged on the floor among shelves of dusty books. "You came," Master Dev said. "I don't know why," Arman admitted, "but I came." "That's all that matters," the master replied. Arman sat down, and the old man began speaking. "Do you know why people fail?" he asked. "Not because they lack talent, not because life is unfair. People fail because they fill their minds with fear instead of possibility." He picked up an empty glass and placed it between them. "What do you see?" "An empty glass," Arman said. "Exactly," Master Dev replied. "Useful because it is empty. If it were already full, nothing new could enter. Your mind must be the same, open, spacious, ready for clarity." He poured water into the glass. "This water is your focus. When your mind is empty, your focus fills it and you become steady." Then he poured more water until it spilled over the rim. "But when you clutter your mind with unnecessary thoughts, fears, doubts, overthinking, your focus spills out, you lose yourself." Arman watched the water drip onto the wooden floor. Something inside him shifted, a realization blooming quietly. "How do I empty my mind?" he asked softly. "By letting go of what no longer serves you," the master replied. "Every morning, sit still for 5 minutes. Watch your thoughts the way you'd watch clouds. Don't chase them, don't hold them, just observe. When you stop feeding them, they dissolve." For the next few weeks, Arman visited the library every evening. Master Dev taught him breathing exercises, ways to calm racing thoughts, lessons on accepting imperfections, and simple practices to bring clarity back into the mind. Slowly, Arman changed. He stopped replaying old mistakes. He stopped fearing what others thought of him. He stopped letting doubt drive his decisions. His colleagues noticed he was more present, more focused, more creative. His designs improved. His ideas grew bolder. His confidence began to rise like dawn light filling the sky. One morning, the CEO of the firm visited their department. She searched for new concepts for a major project and asked if anyone had a fresh proposal. Before, Arman would have stayed silent, terrified of judgment. But instead, he stood. His voice was calm. His mind was steady. He presented his design clearly, boldly, without hesitation. His colleagues stared, stunned by the new version of the man they had known for years. When he finished, the CEO smiled. "This is brilliant," she said. "Let's develop it further." Arman could hardly believe it. He walked out of the meeting room feeling light, as though the heavy chains of self-doubt he had dragged for so long had finally fallen away. Day by day, life began to open. Opportunities he once hesitated to take now appeared within reach. Slowly he rose, not because the world suddenly became easier, but because his mind finally stopped fighting against him. One evening, after a long day of work, Arman ran to the library with good news. But when he arrived, the doors were locked. A small sign hung on the gate. Library closed for renovations. Back in 6 months. He felt disappointment sink in, but then he noticed a folded note stuck between the bars. He recognized the handwriting instantly. "Arman, you don't need me anymore. You only needed your own mind, clear and free. Continue walking your path. Life becomes simple when the mind becomes silent. Master Dev." Arman held the letter against his chest. The wind rustled the trees. For the first time in years, he felt the world around him instead of the world inside him. Months passed, and Arman's career soared. His design was selected for an international exhibition. He traveled, learned, and spoke at seminars. People called him gifted, visionary, even genius. But he knew the truth. It wasn't genius, it was clarity. "Empty your mind," the words echoed in every success he achieved. One day, he stood on a stage delivering a talk to young architects. A hall full of students waited eagerly to hear his story. He began with a smile. "I want to tell you something," he said. "Your greatest enemy is not failure. It's not competition. It's not the world. Your greatest enemy is the noise inside your own mind." He paused, letting the silence settle. "For years I believed I wasn't good enough. I let fear decide my choices. I let doubt cage me. Then one day, an old man taught me the simplest lesson of my life. Clear the clutter. Let go of the thoughts that weigh you down. When you empty your mind, you make space for your dreams to grow." Everyone listened, completely still. Arman continued. "Success doesn't come from thinking more. It comes from thinking clearly. And clarity is born in an empty mind." He finished his speech, and the hall filled with applause. But what mattered more than the applause was the spark he saw in the eyes of the students, the same spark Master Dev had once ignited in him. After the event, Arman walked outside and looked at the sky. The sun was setting, painting the clouds in glowing orange streaks, the same sky he used to ignore when he lived inside his thoughts. Now he saw it all. He breathed deeply, mind calm, heart steady. Somewhere inside he whispered, "Thank you, Master Dev." And as the wind brushed against him gently, he felt as if someone had answered, "You did this yourself." Life didn't stop being complicated. Challenges didn't disappear. But Arman met everything with a mind as clear as still water. No noise, no chaos, just focus and purpose. And this clarity became his greatest power. For the rest of his life, he carried one lesson like a lamp guiding his path. Empty your mind, and the world will finally have space to enter you.